Hi everyone, Jennifer Blevin-Smith with Integral Clinic Solutions, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Navigating the Business of Medicine. Today is just kind of a public service announcement, I guess you could say. This is coming from personal experience for myself and from colleagues. Recently, this got brought up, and it was one of those things where I was like, wow, I really should do a video about this. I'm going to be very candid about it. And I don't want people to think that I'm trying to start anything or I'm generalizing, stereotyping anybody, because that's not the point of this video at all. And I'm going to keep it short and sweet because I do want people to understand what I'm trying to say. And I feel like if it goes too long, I'll go off on some tangent like I normally do, or I'll regress or something. And it's just one of those things I want to bring awareness to people. In healthcare, it takes a village to take care of patients. And you might be a provider, doctor who's trying to open their own practice, and I know it's expensive, and you try to cut corners and watch costs as much as you can, and you think certain things are not necessary, and you try to do it all yourself, or you try to do as much as you can yourself. And I want to tell you right now that I think that is very commendable. I think it's amazing that you want to take the reins and you think that you can do all of it and you want to do all of it, but you're not doing yourself or your patients any favors. And I'm being very honest with you, and this is because I have experienced a lot of providers that have opened their own practices thinking they can keep the overheads really low and do it all themselves and maybe only have one person that they hire that helps them, or their spouse helps them, or they're hiring a billing company and they can do everything else. And it's just not realistic. And there are people out there that make it work. I'm not saying they can't, but people that do that really sacrifice their time with their loved ones. They sacrifice their personal time, because it takes so much to go into your business and your patients. Because not only are you being a provider and you're treating your patients like you should, you're also having to do all of the other stuff. And it doesn't seem like a lot when you just kind of go, oh, I don't need a manager, I can do this. And oh, I don't need a coder, I know how to code. And oh, I don't need a biller, I can do that. And oh, I don't need front desk, I'll just do it through this software or this option. But it all still takes time, whether it's setting it up, checking it, fixing it, whatever it is. And when you do have people, especially third parties, that you have hired to help you, unfortunately, it seems like a lot of providers who are doing this and think that they can make a lot of money by hiring people to help them in places that they need help, but then do everything else, they tend to treat those third-party people pretty crummy. Or they don't realize that the reason why they're hiring that third party is because the provider themselves is not an expert in whatever it is they're hiring it out for. And instead of being like, oh, I should listen to them, there's probably a reason why they are having me do this. Or, oh, that makes sense, I didn't think about that, I should appreciate and listen to them and ask them to help guide me and teach me so that I know for next time. Providers get really rude, they get condescending, they get dismissive, and they make it harder on themselves. And they go, I don't understand why that needs to be done. This is stupid. And it's just very belittling. And it's very frustrating for someone like me or my colleagues who are hired to help people in whatever role, capacity it is that we've been hired for to help, and then to get chewed out, treated like junk, treated like we don't know what we're talking about, acting like things are stupid. And it's like, if you think it's so easy or you think that you know better, then why do you even have me involved, right? Why do you think, I mean, everybody has to do the same thing we're telling you to do. You're not the exception or whatever to the rule. And it's very hard, because I have seen the opposite, right? I have seen the people who are absolutely wonderful. They know their limits. They understand their limits. They know there's things they don't know. You don't know what you don't know, right? And they're so open and asking and trusting and it's just wonderful. And that really helps balance out the bad ones. But I just don't understand where people come from thinking that they can treat people the way they do in general, not just in healthcare. But I totally am respectful of providers, especially doctors, surgeons that have dedicated their lives to saving people's lives, gone to a lot of schooling, paid a lot of money to go to school. But it's almost like people hold themselves higher and think they're better than you. And I don't feel like that's necessary. And I feel like I'm really good at my job, and I'm really good at helping providers be successful and do operations, and I understand the clinical side, and I'm able to do all that. But I hope I don't come across that way to people, because we're all on the same team. We're all working towards the same efforts. And the goal is to get patients really good care, and for providers to be paid for the services they offer, and to be able to make a wage that's livable, and everybody be happy, right? And not everybody can be good at everything. And I think that's part of the problem, is that so many people are so good at being providers and treating their patients and understanding medicine and just being wonderful, that they don't realize it's okay to not be the best at something else, or understand something else, or know something else. You just learn as you go, and being humbled about it. And so this video is just to try to bring awareness of how you treat people, vendors that you've hired, your staff. Really lean on them when they're experts in their area. Trust them, ask them to teach you so you learn. Be a team instead of thinking you're above them or you're better than them. And this is just to bring awareness, because I know not everybody's like that. Like I said, I've had such the opposite and great experience. I've had the one extreme to the other, and I was just like, I should do a video about this, because sometimes people might not even realize what they're doing or how they're treating people because they're stressed, or they just don't understand, so it comes across the wrong way. And so I was like, maybe if I can get at least one person to watch my video and be like, ooh, maybe she's talking about me. Maybe I need to be a little bit better at listening to the people I hire for certain things. Or maybe I need to be a little bit more open-minded, or I need to watch my tone on how I respond to people or how I talk to people. I would be really happy, because I see how people get treated, and I know how it feels to be treated that way. And unfortunately, I've done this long enough that it's just like, okay, here we go again, unfortunately. But not everybody can do that. And so you never know who you might be scaring or causing anxiety to deal with you. And I don't think that's fair. And I know a lot of people would be like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad, I didn't realize I was doing that. So this is just to bring awareness. And if you have any questions or comments about this, your experience working with vendors and stuff, I would love to hear from you. So please leave that in the comments below. I know it's not my typical video, informative video, but I hope that you just take this to heart and listen. So, all right. Thank you so much for listening to my rant. If this video was good, smash the thumbs up button. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Please share this with your colleagues if you think that they need to hear it. I don't know. Maybe they're one of those people that you think might treat people bad. Anyway, thank you for the support, though. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.